Here are 7 of the most common vitamin D deficiency symptoms. About 41% of adults in the US are deficient in vitamin D. That number rises to 63% for Hispanics and 82% for African Americans. The first sign of a vitamin D deficiency is depression or feelings of sadness. Vitamin D is often called the happy hormone since it regulates mood and reduces depression. If you aren't getting enough of the vitamin, you may feel sad or even depressed. Some people experience seasonal affective disorder during the darker months in autumn and winter. That may be due to the lack of vitamin D from reduced sunlight exposure. One study showed that 87% of people were deficient in vitamin D in the winter months and 78% were deficient during summer. Since sunlight increases serotonin, a feel-good chemical, you may feel sad if you aren't getting enough sun. The good news is you only need about 10 to 20 minutes of sun to get enough vitamin D. We need about 600 IU of vitamin D. People older than 70 need more, 800 IU. Based on a study published in the National Library of Medicine, 10 to 15 minutes of sun in spring and summer gives us 1000 IU of vitamin D. In places with dark autumns and winters, you'd likely need vitamin D supplementation during those seasons. Talk to your doctor first if you think you may be deficient. The second symptom of low vitamin D is bone pain and bone loss. Vitamin D helps you build and maintain bones. If you're not getting enough of the vitamin, you may feel bone pain. In more severe cases, bone loss is possible. Vitamin D helps create calcium and phosphorus, which strengthens bones and muscles. A lack of this vitamin can lead to muscle cramps and muscle weakness. If vitamin D isn't plentiful enough to produce calcium, your body will look for calcium elsewhere, so it takes calcium from your bones. This makes your body lose bones faster than it can repair them. It also puts you at risk of bone fractures. The third symptom of a vitamin D deficiency is tiredness. You might feel tired during overcast, rainy, and snowing days. This tiredness you feel may be due to a lack of sunlight. This is because the vitamin D we get from the sun gives us energy. In one 2016 study, those with a vitamin D deficiency experienced fatigue. After receiving a massive dose of vitamin D, the patients felt their energy return within a 4-week period. If you feel tired often, eating vitamin D foods or taking a supplement could have a big effect on energy levels. The fourth sign of a vitamin D deficiency is frequent illness. Vitamin D boosts your immune health and helps prevent illness. Some studies even show a link between the deficiency and colds, pneumonia, and bronchitis. If you get colds or the flu often, then it may be due to a lack of vitamin D. Some people believe that the vitamin could prevent COVID-19, but no studies have proved that to be true. Regardless, having enough vitamin D can strengthen your immune system to shield the body against bad bacteria and viruses. The fifth sign of low vitamin D is reduced wound healing. Vitamin D helps create new skin. If you feel like you're not recovering fast enough from an injury, it could be from a lack of the vitamin. One study showed that people who have had surgery didn't recover as well as they should due to low vitamin D. Also, our previous point mentioned the vitamin helps fight off illness by strengthening the immune system. Vitamin D also controls inflammation, and frequent inflammation could lead to joint pain. One study found that those with infections who have had a vitamin D deficiency had an increased chance to have inflammatory markers that can slow wound healing. So if you're deficient, then it may take longer to heal from illness, infections, and surgery. The sixth most common symptom of low vitamin D is hair loss. Everyone loses hair. We lose between 50 to 100 strands of hair daily. If someone is bald, it's usually because the gene for baldness is turned on. But if you're losing hair too often, it may mean you have a vitamin D deficiency. Several studies have linked low vitamin D to hair loss. An autoimmune disease, alopecia, usually results in complete hair loss, and it has been linked to low vitamin D. The seventh and last symptom of a vitamin D deficiency is anxiety. Just like we linked low vitamin D to depression, anxiety is also linked to this deficiency. If you're an easily anxious person, it might be from a lack of this sunshine vitamin. Remember how vitamin D improves your mood by increasing serotonin in your brain? This vitamin makes a big impact on our mood. These are 7 of the most common symptoms of a vitamin D deficiency. But it's worth noting that many people have no symptoms at all, so the only way to know if you're deficient is to get tested. Since about 41% of people in the US are deficient in vitamin D, there's a high chance you may be deficient at least in the autumn and winter months. People most impacted by low vitamin D levels include people who live in places that aren't sunny. Also, people during winter tend to have low vitamin D due to the lack of sunlight. If you're a night shift worker, you may also be deficient from the lack of sunlight. In other words, anyone who doesn't get enough direct sunlight is at risk of vitamin D deficiency. Also, people with higher melanin levels are at risk of low vitamin D. Darker skin acts as a natural way to block harmful UV rays, but it also makes it difficult to absorb vitamin D. For this reason, that's why people with darker skin are likely deficient. If you have any of the symptoms in this video, you may want to get tested. You can do this easily online or in person. So how do we fix low vitamin D levels? The easiest solution is to get enough sunlight. The sun is the best source for vitamin D. You could absorb about 6 to 8,000 IU of the sunshine vitamin in 20 minutes of direct sunlight between the hours of 2 to 4 p.m. And since you only need about 1,000 IU daily, even a small amount of daily sunlight on your skin is enough. Another way to fix low vitamin D is to eat foods that contain the vitamin. Some of the best sources include fatty fish, cod liver oil, egg yolks, mushrooms, and foods fortified with vitamin D. However, it's difficult to get enough vitamin D solely from foods. The last solution is to take a supplement. If you live in a place in the world that lacks frequent sunlight, then supplements during overcast, rainy, and snowing days can be useful. We've selected the best vitamin D supplements and posted links to them in the description box below. Regardless, the best source of vitamin D is from the sun. 10 to 20 minutes of sun can give you all you need of the vitamin. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos about improving your health.